What is up, everybody? It's your boy Summer16. Welcome back to another episode here on the channel today. Welcome back to another crocheting episode today. In our last episode, we got to the 1/3 mark on my cover. That's right, the 1/3 mark. I'm making this a nice cover. So what I decided to do, instead of making this the width, which was the original plan, I am making this the length. So the stripes are gonna be up and down on the cover. So with that, because it just got, after seeing it, it got really long, and I realized that um, it was going to take too much yarn for me to make it the other way. Then I could charge you guys for it, because like I said, every one of my projects that I do on the channel is going to be for sale on my eBay account. If you haven't checked that out, the link will be in the description. Definitely go check that out. That's what funds these videos. I actually ain't ordering any more yarn until I sell my scarves. I got my scarves on there already. If you want to go check it out, the link is in the description. Not only to my eBay page, but I'm also going to try to figure out one that leads you directly to the scarves I am selling. But the first one's just going to be my eBay page. I also have some Pokemon cards in there if you guys are interested in that. I do have to take a few of them off, but they'll be off because I don't know where the cards are, so I'll have to take them off. But by the time this video gets out there, it should be anything on there you should be able to order. But yeah, that's why. And unfortunately, the fact that we're not buying any more yarn until I make some money off some projects that are already done, I cannot buy any more yarn for this cover. So this project is gonna have to go on the back burner until I am able to make some more money, or unless I get my window business back up. Because if you don't know, it's winter right now. We are snowed in right now, so I don't like. We can get to town, but it's too cold to do windows, so I can't do anything. So I am stuck here making videos, but that's cool with me, because this YouTube channel, as you guys know, we've been trying to get monetized for the past 2 years. We currently are at 543 subs, so for every one of those, thank you guys so much for subbing. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure to hit that bell notification, though, so you don't miss out on videos like this. Wonderful videos. And I promise I'm going to start posting more often. And as a matter of fact, there's going to be a lot of this content coming out because I enjoy this a lot. I just do it naturally. It keeps my ADHD in check, and it really helps me concentrate. So I think this is a good playlist for me, because just because I enjoy doing this. It's not something that I will ever get. I know I said that about video games, but this is something that just I don't do it for doing it. I do it so that I'm not bored. So I get a little movie playing in the background, and then I just go, which I think is going to be the main type of content I'm going to be posting. It's mostly going to be time-lapse showing the project that I'm working on, and then obviously the link in the description, you guys can go buy it off my eBay page. But I do plan to kind of pause the video, at least the time-lapse sections, to kind of show you guys a little bit of what I'm doing, the different stitches I'm doing. And if you guys would like to see a live stream of this, let me know, because every Thursday we're live streaming. Okay, every Thursday. It's a done deal. Because unless they move her work day, but for sure on Fridays as well, because both my parents work on Fridays as well. So we should be good there. Anyway, enough rambling on about last episode and future plans. Time to get to the main content of this episode. And I'm doing this because I know how you guys feel. I hate it when people just ramble on and on about nonsense. I do that a lot too. But in this video, we are going to be working on my second cover project, my Granny Square project. Okay, so this Granny Square project is blue and black, as you can tell. And I've got the length of it down. I just got to get the width, okay? So this length, for those who are watching and want to follow along and make my projects with me, it is a 16 square length. 16 square, not length, 16 squares in total. So it's going to be, actually, yeah, 16 squares because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's 8. Okay, 8 squares long, 16 squares in total is what you're going to need. Because of the fact that you need 2 of each color for the width. So it's 8 squares long. You're going to need 16 squares for the first section. Now, there's going to be 3 sections. So theoretically, you take that 16 times it by 3, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm cheating here. I was not very much good at times tables in high school, and I still ain't. But we're just going to check it out here. So 16 times 3 is 48 squares. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of granny squares made. You're gonna need a decent bit of yarn, which is why I haven't came up with a final price on this yet because of the fact that I have not got enough yarn to finish it. So far, I have bought 12. No, not 12. I have bought two. There's the 3 that I bought. So you're pretty much going to need about 6 spools of yarn. Now, that's because I'm buying the small bundles. If I bought a bit bigger bundle, it might be a little bit less, but that also costs more. The ones I'm buying are the $3 spools of yarn that you can buy at Walmart. I get all my supplies at Walmart. So yeah, it's kind of expensive to make, but it is very fun. And then again, you can sell covers for. I was underbidding myself. I was thinking maybe get $20-$30 out of it. Apparently, they can go for $40-$50. I did not know that. I did not know how expensive you can make these things. But enough about my shameful plugging. Enough shameful plugging, guys. I've shamefully plugged a lot already in this video. Been here for 7 minutes. Let's get to the showing you how this cover works. So obviously you're going to need your granny squares, which we will go over to the table, and I'll show you guys that here in a second. But obviously you're going to need 2 different colors since this is patterned. If you just want to do one color all the way through, that's fine. You just buy enough of the 2 colors. As you guys can see, I have a middle and then a border. If you guys want to make this all one cover, that's fine. I was originally thinking about just making it all yellow and black, but I decided to kind of mix match it, So obviously, this is granny square of your choice. You're gonna need 16. I'm just gonna show you how to make each section along with me. So I've got one section. I'm working on the second section right now. You're gonna need 16 of these squares for the first section, and then you're just gonna stitch them together in a 2x2, which will look like this. So this is one of my bigger squares. So I stitch them into bigger squares at a time, and then once I have about 4 of these, I stitch them together. I stitch one with another, and then I stitch the whole row together. I'll explain it here in a sec. I've already got 2 ready to be worked, and it looks like I have enough granny squares to show you how to make the 4x4, because I have 2 here, 2 here. Actually, I have enough to do a whole section for you guys. Yeah. Oh, that's great. I didn't even realize that. So we got our entire next section ready to be stitched together. So honestly, I'm going to show you how to do that first, because that is the most important thing, I think. Because obviously you need the granny squares, you need to practice that. But once you got your granny squares, stitching them together the way I do it is a little bit complicated, especially since not all my squares, I'll admit this offhand, not all my squares are exactly the same as far as 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 far as the square itself. But this is to be expected. You know, like I said, I'm learning this along with you guys. Now, of course, I'm going to be selling them, so I have to be upfront with you. You guys can clearly see that it looks really good from my first finished section. Yo, dude, cooperate. Cooperate. The cover's not want to cooperate me. Dude. Okay. There we go. Got our first finished section, and as you guys can see, I'll even give you guys a close-up. You can't even tell that I had to kind of change the stitching up through here. You guys can't even tell. But there is a few spots that I had to skip a stitch to make it even, because I think my blue squares, because of how light they were, I didn't realize I was making an extra stitch into them, because the blue, for some odd reason, I'm using the same amount of tension, same everything, but it's more loose than the black, and I think that might just be because it might be a different type of yarn. I think. I'm not sure. Like I said, guys, I'm learning this along with you guys. I am planning on selling my stuff to my subscribers because I know you guys love buying my merch. I haven't really had a whole lot out there. I had coffee cups for a while, sold out within like the first week that I plugged it. So, but yeah. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's show you how I stitch these together. All right, here we are. We got our nice little thing. Ignore all my gaming equipment here. I was technically still am doing a live stream. I'm playing Laundry Simulator over here. If you guys, obviously it'll be out before this episode's out. Definitely go check out that live stream. Well, actually, the live stream is not going to be up forever. I'm actually going to delete it as soon as I download. I'm actually not talking on the live stream. I'm just recording. It's an easy way for me to store video footage that I want to use later for videos. Anyway, here we go. So all you're gonna need is your two squares, your yarn that you're gonna stitch it together with. I'm literally just using the same yarn that I'm working it with, and then obviously you're gonna need something to weave it in and out of the stitches. Now, most people use a needle. You can do that if you want to. It's actually better if you do that, but it's a lot easier. But I don't have one. I'm making this cheap, like just bare basic material, so I'm literally just gonna use my crochet hook. That's how I've done it up to now. So what I'm gonna do, you guys really can't see it very well, but I'm just gonna pull like I pull a decent bit off, enough to where like this one piece will work a couple of times stitching things together. So yeah, I pull off a decent chunk. Like, yeah, I'd say that's good. And then you take your scissors, which luckily I don't have to go find them. They're right here because I was working on this earlier. Just snip it. Don't worry about that. The thing. Oh, hey Peanut. Our cat is over here in a bowl. Not joking. She's literally laying down in a bowl. All right. So you're going to make your... Actually, I can make that a little bit shorter. Yeah, let's make that a little bit shorter. So I'll take off... Yeah, about that much. You don't need a lot, especially when you're just doing the two squares. Now, once you get a bunch of your two squares and you're stitching them up to the other two squares, you do need a little bit more. But, I mean, that right there should be good. So then obviously you're going to make your slip knot, which I'm going to show you guys on camera in case this is your first time making anything, which if so, Granny Squares is a very good starting project. It teaches you a couple of, I'm going to say harder stitches, because it consists of a double crochet. So yeah. So then I go over here and and this is just my preference, you can start it like anywhere on the corner, but I like to go on this one, like it's not the complete middle, it's to the left, just because on these black squares, a lot of times the very corner, you can't even get your hook in it. So I like to go up through this side. Where's my loop? There we go. And I literally just pull it through, and then like as if I was gonna really act as if I'm gonna start chain. Yeah, and just pull it through. But the only difference is you're gonna pull it all the way through, just like all the way through. Yeah, like that. Give a nice snug pull. Don't rip your yarn, but nice snug. Get nice and tight. Then, if this yarn will cooperate with me today, it's just not wanting to work with me here today. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go down through this one and pull it up through. And just pull it all the way through. Make sure that corner is nice and snug with the other. Look at that, guys. I don't know if you can tell, but that is perfect. That's the best perfect thing. Because sometimes I'm a stitch off, but I just correct it later on. It's actually not that big of a deal. All right, so we just went through this one. This one looks like it should be the next stitch. I'm going to assume it is, so I'm going to go down through it. Boom, and you can already see that. And the only reason you can see the stitches is because of the black. If I had made this all blue, you'd never be able to see it. So that's another reason why it's sometimes good to just go all one color, which I think I do believe for future covers, granny square covers, or granny square projects I'm gonna do, that's all gonna be one color, because this was kind of hard to. This was my first cover, like granny square cover I ever made, so I did not know how much yarn I needed. I did not know how much yarn I needed. I way underestimated how much yarn I would need for this project. Yeah, so I think we're gonna try to put it on for 40, because I think we're gonna try. I think maybe 50 would be better, because uh we gotta take into consideration, like, eBay takes like 33% of about 1/3 of the sale price. So yeah. There we go. And it's literally just this all the way down. Like, nothing changed, nothing different, this all the way down. So what I'm going to do is, now that I showed you how to do it, you literally just do the same process all the way down to the end. And then you basically, you do it the same way we did to tie it on. You go, when you get to the last one, you do a slip knot, pull it all the way through, snug it tight on one of the corners, and you fasten off. And then you can slip it off because it's already fastened. So, and that's one of the reasons why I like this method, because you don't have to do all these crazy knots and stuff. You literally just make a slip knot, and just pull the end all the way through. Once you reach the end, just like this end, cut it off, and then obviously you'd want to weave the tag in and out. But we'll take care. I usually take care of that after I get like the full section made, and I'll explain why here in a sec. But I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go over here, get set up on the couch again, switch time lapse, and then I'll come back once I got all of my stuff stitched together. Until then, so what I want you to do right now is, for the time lapse, take a quick moment here, pause the video here, grab a drink, grab a snack, so you guys can enjoy the time lapse. But here we go, boys and girls.